Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at one of the stakes races at Tampa Bay Downs on Saturday, January the 15th. Here's the field for race number 5, the $125,000 Pasco Stakes. 3-year-olds going 7/8 of a mile, kicks off the 20-cent Ultimate 6 at Tampa Bay Downs. Mike, the horse to beat looks like the 5 Canton, who looked pretty good winning the inaugural stakes at Tampa Bay Downs to close out his 2-year-old campaign.
Yeah, it did look pretty good winning that race with a new top figure. He's actually for each of his last 2 starts, Dan. He's run figures that are supposed to make him pretty tough in here. I think this race is all about who's going to improve.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector. A horse that Canton defeated in the inaugural is the 7, Magical Moose. But Magical Moose might have a little bit of an excuse for that defeat. He was caught up in a pretty hot pace dispute in that race and paid the price. As you see from the Pace Projector, this time out, Magical Moose might be able to clear off to the lead. He might not have to work as fast, blinkers on. He is going to have to go 7/8.
Yeah, he's going to have to go 70. He's going to have to take a step forward in this race. It's a positive for him, I guess, that he's drawn to the outside, Dan. Boy, maybe they won't go as fast in here, but I got to believe that the horse down on the rail for Pletcher is going to show speed in here.
And that horse is the number 1 Provocateur, who sold for $600,000 as a yearling, a full brother to the Grade 3 stakes winner one-liner, a stakes place dirt sprinter named Roderick. Bit surprising that this horse debuted on the turf. Not sure that's really a great sign, but he did score at Tampa Bay in his 3rd lifetime start. Let's watch that race right now. He got a very nice trip from Antonio Gallardo as the odds-on favorite and horse to beat. He pressed the moderate pace on the outside. He takes over, and as he's supposed to do, he sprints home against somewhat of a questionable field. He looked good doing it.
Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do here. He did get a good trip in this race. He was much the best at the end. Didn't seem like, a super strong field, but he ran very well in this race. And I thought he ran very well 2 starts back as well, Dan. His first start on dirt, he got tired at the end of that race, but only after really taking the race to the even money favorite and actually getting that horse beat as a closer came and picked up the pieces. And I thought he ran well in both of his dirt starts. I'm still thrown off by Pletcher debuting this horse on the turf. You mentioned how good his full brother one-liner is. Pletcher trained one-liner. He knows what kind of horse he was. He was a dirt horse.
Cyber Viking, the number 2, is the only 3-time winner in this field. And this horse overcame a lot of ground to make up last time out, going the 7/8 at Gulfstream. Let's watch that race right now. This is a Florida-bred entry-level allowance, and there was some pace for Cyber Viking. You see Chantal Sutherland guide this horse to the far outside. She gets him to change leads, and once he does, he readily runs this field down. 76 Beyer speed figure, new career top, and as with every horse in this race, getting Lasix for the first time.
Yeah, these new 3-year-olds can get Lasix now. He runs pretty well in here, Dan. Man, I felt like he really took advantage, though. There were some very tired horses at the end of that race in front of him, and he just got by them. I didn't think it was necessarily anything this horse did necessarily. It just felt like everybody was tired from that contested pace. His race 2 starts back, though, doesn't put him too far off on what's required to win this race, though.
The 3 Morgan Point, like the 1 Provocateur, won his 3rd lifetime start in his first race at Tampa Bay. Let's watch that effort on December the 4th. Here's another one that got a really good pace. They went sub-22 for the opening quarter mile. We see Morgan Point get to the outside. He's a little bit green, but he took advantage of this pace, and he's getting away from these tired horses at the end. Good-looking horse.
Yeah, he is. And I thought he did some good things. You're right. These are tired horses, too. He's picking them up. But he's pretty well in hand at the end of this race. I thought this was a nice step forward for this horse off of a little bit of a layoff. And he might have some pace in front of him again in this spot, Dan. I think he's a usable horse in here at a price.
Mark Haymian, the number 4, was just beaten in his career debut. He returned off of a short layoff to post a very nice score at Gulfstream Park. Let's watch that effort on December the 19th. A 6.5 furlong, Florida-bred maiden special weight. He got relatively close to the pace here, and once he makes the lead, it's all over. But the shouting, he sprints on home, competitive 76 Beyer.
He did improve. He's another horse who improved in this race, and that is a figure that makes him competitive. I'm struggling with, I struggled going through this race, Dan, deciding what I wanted to do with this horse. I know he just missed in his debut. It wasn't a performance that I really thought that highly of. I guess we'll see what happens. If you like that race, I guess it's because you think Avant Glory, the horse that won it, is going to be pretty good. I don't know. He hasn't run back yet, and it was a slow race. And I know this horse won clear at the end last time. I just wasn't that impressed with it. I kind of want to see him do it again as he steps up in class.
Canton, the number 5, your morning line favorite, already has the stakes victory under his girth. That was this win in the inaugural stakes on December the 4th. He has the tactical speed to work out a decent position. He's going to make the lead here. He wins comfortably. And this race and this Beyer speed figure of 79 was validated when the runner-up Lightning Larry, who didn't have the greatest trip in the world, came back to win the Limehouse at Gulfstream with an 89 Beyer. That horse is a promising sprinter, as is Canton.
Yeah, I think so. I like the horse that he beat in here, and I like the way he did it too, Dad, because he lacked a little bit of that speed early. He actually wound up last very briefly, and then made a long run to get after the leaders and kept going through the stretch. I liked his win last time, and I know he debuted for 50. I like that win from this horse too. He got himself into a lot of traffic there, had to wait for room, and once he got it, he really finished that race. I think this horse was pretty good.
Gold Special, the number 6, earned a stakes placing during the summer of his 2-year-old season at Gulfstream. He was also beaten for $25,000 2 starts back. He needed a change of scenery. He got it chipping up to Tampa Bay, and it paid dividends. Let's watch his last race last month at Tampa Bay Downs. This is a starter optional claiming race. Another nice situation, I thought, from a pace standpoint. He came into the race as the horse to beat, and he wins, but only with a 63 Beyer, and now he gets a strong class test.
Yeah, he certainly does. We'll see if he can handle it. I guess the argument for him would just be that he really likes Tampa and he improved his only start over this surface, and it was at this distance. So I guess those are good things, Dan. He's got a lot of ground to make up on both Cyber Viking and Canton, who handled them pretty easily early on.
The 7 Magical Moose, Lasix on, blinkers on for a horse that already has good early speed and should be forwardly placed, if not the outright pace setter. Debut winner over a muddy track at Delaware, went in for the waiver 40. Last time out, again, probably caught up in a little bit of a pace duel. I think there's still a question of how good this horse is. He's a bit of an unknown, and he's got speed.
Yeah, I wonder how good he is as well. And, listen, even though he was contesting the pace last time, he was still no match for Canton when that horse came to take him on. And I just didn't think he was going to get loose in here, Dan, with that Pletcher horse on the rail. I mean, I guess he's dangerous if he does, but I don't know. I would want a pretty big price if I was going to use him.
Top pick time for the Pasco, again kicking off the 20-cent Ultimate 6 at Tampa Bay on Saturday. You're going with Canton. He's certainly the horse to beat. He's my top pick. We have the same exact different order. I'm curious to see what Provocateur can do against better horses.
Yeah, I just sort of chalked it out here, Dan. I went with the 2 favorites in order in this race. I just like Canton's 2 wins. I thought he ran well both times. I hope he runs well again here.
Hoping Provocateur can get the jump on him and maybe hold Canton off going the 7/8. 51324 Mike, 1524 for me. It's the Pasco on a nice card at Tampa Bay Downs on Saturday. You can play it with your DRF Bets account. Good luck.